In this session, let us try to understand the Hadoop Java APIs. Hadoop Java APIs are used to develop MapReduce applications. Hadoop Java APIs can be classified into two generations. The APIs prior to the Hadoop version 0.23 are referred to as first generation APIs, and the Hadoop Java APIs from version 0.23 onwards are referred to as second generation APIs. The second generation APIs supports most of the functionality that was present in first generation APIs. In case if any of the functionality is still missing, then we can make use of the first generation APIs to support the missing functionality. The MapReduce belonging to the first generation APIs is commonly referred to as Classic MapReduce or MapReduce 1 and can be found within the package org.apache.hadoop.mapred, whereas the MapReduce belonging to the second generation APIs is commonly referred to as Yarn MapReduce or MapReduce 2 and can be found within the package org.apache.hadoop.mapreduce. The main reason for developing these new APIs was to reduce the complexity and make the development process simple. We would be making use of the second generation APIs in our programs. The second generation Hadoop Java APIs consist of three abstract classes. The first one is the mapper class, and the second one is the reducer class, and the last one is the driver class. The mapper and the reducer classes would be more than sufficient to implement the MapReduce jobs. Let us examine the mapper class. To implement the map function in our programs, we would extend this base mapper class and override the map function. The map function accepts two parameters. The first parameter is the key value pair that acts as an input, and the second parameter is an object of the context class which provides the logic required to output the results of the map function. Now let us examine the reducer class. The reducer class is very similar to the mapper class. To implement the reduce function in our programs, we would extend this base reducer class and override the reduce function. The reduce function also accepts two parameters. The first parameter is a key and a list of associated values, whereas the second parameter is an object of context class, which provides the logic required to output the results of the reduce function. Both the mapper and the reducer classes have their respective setup, cleanup, and run functions that can be overridden if required. The setup function is called before the key value pair are presented either to the map or the reduce function. The cleanup function is called after the key value pairs have been presented to the map or the reduce function, and the run function controls the overall flow of how the task would get processed within the JVM. Even though the mapper and the reducer classes are sufficient to write the MapReduce jobs, it is better to understand what actually a driver class does. There isn't any default parent class for the driver. The logic for the driver class is written within the main function. Basically, the driver class is used to specify the following, such as which mapper and which reducer classes to use, in what format the input data is present, where to find the input data, where to place the output data, and in what format the output data should be stored, and various other configuration settings. This concludes our discussion on the topic Hadoop Java APIs. I hope you all might have understood.